Right. Okay. Good evening, every one of you. We will start the paper discussion. This is the model paper number 3. I hope that you complete that paper within the allocated time. We will start one by one, all those 20 MCQs. Right. So I believe that you could able to score more than 15 MCQs in this particular paper. Some questions may be difficult, but some questions, most of the questions are not difficult. Actually, they are moderate. We can't say it's a difficult paper. It's a moderate paper, I must say. Let's start with the first question. Check your answers. The first question, will start with the first question, right? If you have anything, please ask anything. If you have any doubt, clear it, right? Clear it. You all feel free to question us anytime. If you have anything, you can raise it through the chat box, or else you can raise your hand. I'll let you to speak. No problem. Okay, let's start with the paper. The pair of quantities which doesn't have same dimension, which doesn't have the same dimension, work and energy. Work and energy, they are the same dimension. Work and energy. Dimension of work and the dimension of energy, both are the same. Both are the same. Here, ml square t minus 2. Work is defined as force multiplied by displacement. Force multiplied by displacement. The force mlt minus 2. Displacement L. Then you get ml square t minus 2. That is how you get ml square t minus 2. Then what is the energy? It is actually the ability of doing work. Energy is defined as the ability of doing work. If you have more energy, you can do more work. Simple story. If you have more energy, you can do more work. Ne? Right. Angle and strain. Of course, angle does not have any dimension. If you consider the S equal R theta relationship, S equal R theta relationship, theta is the angular displacement, theta equal S divided by R. If you have this kind of arc length S, the radius is R, and the angle is theta, then we have a relationship arc length, radius, and the angular displacement in terms of radian. Here the S over R is an arc length, radius is again a length. So definitely there is no dimension for theta, dimensionless. Angle is a dimensionless. Strain. Strain is again a dimensionless quantity. But I don't know whether you know about this. Strain you will be learn under the mechanical properties of matter. Mechanical properties of matter, that is what we call the strain. It is the extension divided by the original length. Extension divided by the original length. Extension dimension divided by the original dimension. No dimension here. The strain also dimensionless quantity. Dimensionless quantity. Theta dimensionless. Strain epsilon dimensionless. We make it as one dimensionless. Epsilon is a strain. Theta is the angle. They don't have a dimension. So number 2 also correct. Relative density and refractive index. Relative density. Density of the substance divided by the density of water. That is what we call the relative density. Relative density. Relative density. Density of a substance. Density of a substance. Substance divided by density of water. Density of water. That's what we call the relative density. Density of water. We call it relative density. Right? Planck constant and energy. Planck constant. Here E equal HF. H is the Planck constant, E is the energy, F is the frequency. So the dimension of H, it is energy ml square T minus 2 divided by the frequency T minus 1. Dimension of frequency is T minus 1. We have ml square T minus 1 is the dimension of Planck constant. Dimension of energy, it is not same. ml square T minus 2. Number 4 is the answer. Number 4 is the answer. Momentum and impulse. Momentum is the mass into velocity product. Dimension of momentum is mass into velocity LT minus 1. Impulse, I. Impulse is called force multiplied by the time. Dimension of impulse is equal to then force multiplied by the time. Force mlt minus 2 time t. We have ml t minus 2, t minus 2 and t plus 1, which is t minus 1. mlt minus 1, mlt minus 1. So momentum and impulse has the same dimension. They have the same dimension. So answer is what? Number 4. Answer is number 4. Maybe you don't know some sort of things. Maybe you don't remember the Planck constant. Actually, these things you will learn later. But when I'm teaching measurement topic, under the measurement topic, I have given these ideas. H, dimension of Planck constant is this, like that. And you need to remember the equation, how the Planck constant is related to the other quantities, E equal HF, like that. Okay. Do you have anything to ask regarding that question? If you have anything, you can ask, no problem. මොනහරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා නම් අහන්න. තේරුණා වගේ ඉන්න එපා. Let's move to number 2. Let's move to number 2. An extended vernier scale. Extended vernier scale. The main scale is in 1 millimeter and 20 division of the vernier scale coincide with 39 millimeter. So when you read this question, you need to get in your mind. I'm just telling you, when you have relative density, please write like this in your book. Relative density equal density of a substance divided by the density of water. The dimension of work, dimension of energy, it is equal to ml square T minus 2, like that. You can write yourself. S equal r theta, T is the angle, S is the arc length, radius. So T is dimensionless, like that. You can develop your own style. You can use your own small note under the physics subject. You will realize when you do like 10 to 15 papers, most of the section would cover up. Complete your topic like that. Right? Let us move to the second question. So what is the extended version? Extended version, in a normal version of vernier, what we do, we'll select certain number of division from a main scale and redivided that number of division into a different number of division, actually more numbers there. For example, you select 9 division of a main scale and redivided that into 10 to form the vernier scale. You select 99 division of a main scale and redivided that into 100 to form the vernier scale. That is we call normal version. In the extended version, you select 9 divisions, but you divided that into 5. You select 39 division of a main scale and redivided that into 20. Like that, whatever the things you select, now redivided into lesser number. That kind of thing is called extended version. Extended version. Right? Okay. How to find the least count of extended version? We have discussed this earlier. least count of extended version, least count of extended version of vernier. Extended version of vernier මම මේවා කියලා දීලා තියෙනවා ඕන තරම්. Least count of extended version of vernier equal one main scale multiplied by 2 minus one vernier scale. Length of a main scale into 2. Length of a one vernier scale. Length of a main scale is 1 millimeter. We have to multiply by 2 minus length of a vernier scale. What they have done, they selected 39 millimeter and redivided that into 20 to form the vernier scale. That is what I told you. 39 millimeter means 39 divisions. 39 divisions අරගෙන එයා 40 වලට නෙමෙයි divide කරන්නේ 20 වලට. අන්න ඒක තමයි අපි කියන්නේ extended version කියලා. 39 අරගෙන 40 වලට divide කරා නම් ඒක normal version එකක් වෙනවා. අපි select කරගන්න divisions ගන්නට වඩා divide කරන ගාන වැඩි නම් ඒක normal version. අඩු නම් extended version. Extended version එක කොහොමද හොයන්නේ least count එක? Length of a main scale division multiplied by 2 minus length of a vernier scale division. This is how you do it. Right? 2 millimeter into 20 minus 39 millimeter divided by 20. Here 40 millimeter minus 39, 1 millimeter divided by 20. Here 0.05 millimeter. We found the least count as this. This is our least count. Okay, this is our least count. Now we need to find the reading of it. Right, now let's read the question. The position of the main scale when the exterior jaws are touched is shown in the diagram. Zero error is. Right, zero error. How to find the zero error? What kind of a zero error is this? Looks like what kind of a zero error? Either positive or negative zero error. Positive or negative? What kind of a zero error is this? Is this positive or negative? You're not answering for the question. Negative or positive? Yeah, exactly. It is a negative zero error. It is a negative zero error. Look at here. It's a negative zero error, right? Because the zero of the vernier is go behind the okay, just pass the zero of the linear scale or the main scale. Here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 6 coincide with that. Number 6 coincide with that. How to find the negative zero error? Negative zero error equal negative zero error equal total number of division of vernier scale, total number of division of vernier scale minus, I hope you have written that least count of extended version of vernier. I think you have completed this part. You can write in your book, right? Take a small note on this, then easy for you to do the questions in the next part, next time. Total number of division of the vernier scale minus coinciding number of the vernier scale into least count. 20 division minus 6 division 6 into least count 0.05 millimeter. 0. You have to multiply 14 by 0.05 millimeter. Here how much? 0.70 millimeter. 0.70. It is a negative zero error, so you get minus 0.70. Minus. Second one is the answer for that question. Second one is the answer. ඔයාලදරු මේ වගේ ලියා ගන්න. එතකොට ආපහු අමතක වෙන්නේ නැහැ. අමතක වුණත් ටක් ගාලා වාගේ ෂෝට් නෝට් පොත ගත්තා, ටක් ගාලා ලියාගත්තා. In theory class, most of the students are complaining they haven't received the measurement short note. So don't worry, with the next tutorial you will receive the short note. Don't worry. And you will receive another new short note for the mechanics as well. We'll give you the mechanics short note book also with that. Right, let's move to number 3. If you take the positive zero error, what you should do? If it is a positive zero error equal coinciding number into least count. Coinciding number into least count, okay? If that is the positive zero error, coinciding number into least count. If it is a positive zero error, definitely zero mark of the vernier should be in the right hand side. This is the zero mark of the main scale. Okay, right. Number 3, if Z equal A4 B C D, okay, right. Let's move to this question. The fractional error of Z is the fractional error of Z is Z is given like this: A4 B this divided by C B this value. The fractional error, what happened to the fractional error? Fractional error of Z. Fractional error of Z equal. So when you have this kind of physical quantities, fractional errors are added together when there's a multiplication or the division. Here you have A4, that means delta A over A is the fractional error of A. Delta A over A is the fractional error of A. There are 4 such values. Plus multiplied delta B over B multiplied by 1/3 plus, even though division is there, we take it as the addition. Delta C over C is the fractional error of C plus delta D over D into 3/2. So this is the answer. This is the answer for this question. It looks like the second one is the answer. Looks like the second one. Second one is the answer for that question. Second one. Right. Let us move to number 4. Question number 4. the resultant of 6 monoplane forces A, B, B, C like that. So how to find the resultant of these 6 forces, which are given as it is, as this way? You can start whatever the place you prefer, right? You can start whatever the place you prefer and travel along the line. Let's say I started here, started with this point. I'm traveling along this line. Look at the arrowhead. Arrowhead are in the same pattern. I'm going down, going down. You can still go. Now what happened? The polygon is completed. Now we realize instead of those vectors, you can think about the zero vector, null vector, because the polygon is completed. If the polygon is completed, then it is called zero vector, zero resultant. When you draw the vector polygon, if the polygon is completed, that tells me what the resultant is equal to 0. This is the one method. So when you do MCQs, use this method. Use this method. Some students even can use this method also. Look at here. I'll explain this. Here, vector AB, vector BC, vector CD, vector DE, vector EF, vector FA, vector FA. So if this diagram is not given and only the symbols are given, how to find the resultant? Look at it, the second letter is only the first letter of it. Second letter, first letter, second letter, first letter, second letter, first letter, second letter, first letter. So A dash, sorry, AA is the resultant. That tells me the starting point and the final point coincide. The resultant is the null vector, zero value. Zero value. Right, the answer is second one. Number 5. Number 5. The least count of a micrometer screw gauge with a zero error as shown in the figure is 0.05 millimeter and a reading taken from it is 2.865 meter. They have taken a reading it from it 5 reading equal 2.865 millimeter. Please count also given 0.005 millimeter. Incorrect, sorry, the correct value corresponding to the zero error is correct value. They want you to find the correct value. First, you need to decide what kind of error is this. Is it a positive zero error or negative zero error? You should decide it first. ඔයිසල් එක decide කරන්න ඕන. අපිට හැම question එකටම reach කරන strategy එකක් තියෙන්න ඕන. නිකන් physics ඉගෙන ගන්න බෑ. physics වලදී ඔයා දැනගන්න කාරණා ටිකක් වෙනස් වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ ඔයා දැනගන්න ඕනේ. නිකන් question කරන්න බෑ ළමයින්ට. ළමයින්ට තියෙනුන base එක. ඒ base එක develop කරන එක තමයි අපි මේ කරන්නේ. Right? So when you look at this question, by observing when the anvil and the spindle are fully contact, when the anvil and the spindle fully contact, zero of the, give me a second. Right. So if the anvil, this is called anvil and this is called the spindle, anvil and spindle. When the anvil and the spindle fully contact, zero mark of the circular should coincide with the zero mark of the linear scale. If it is not so, we call it zero error. There are two types of errors. One is the positive zero error and other one is a negative zero error. Positive zero error means you have higher value, higher reading than the actual. But in this particular case, you have a negative zero error. I think you all agree with me. Anything to ask anyone else who are not accepting that? It's a negative zero error. If it is a negative zero error, how to find the negative zero error? This is the method. Negative zero error. Negative zero error. Negative zero error in micrometer screw gauge. Micrometer screw gauge. How to find the negative zero error in micrometer screw gauge? Total number of division. Total number of division on the circular scale. On the circular scale minus total number of division on the circular scale minus coinciding number of the circular scale. Coinciding number of the circular scale multiplied by least count. Here based on that negative zero error equal total number of division looks like 100, coinciding number 1 to 95, 96, 97 into least count 0.005 millimeter. Here 3 into 00, that means 0.015 millimeter. It is the negative zero error. If it is a negative zero error, to get the reading, actual reading equal actual reading equal 2.865 plus 0.15 millimeter. Altogether, how much? 2.880 millimeter. The answer 2.880 millimeters. Fourth one is the answer for that question. Question number 6. Question number 6. The above figure shows the ball resting on a rough plane inclined to theta to the vertical. This is given as theta degrees. You have an object like this. If the mass act vertically downward, the ratio of the xy component, x or y component of the mass is given by. Here, this is the mg. This component is x, while that component is y. If that is theta, this must be theta, right? This must be theta, right? If that is theta, right? If that is theta, when you resolve, actually, you can take this angle as theta. The same thing, no? If that is theta, this must be theta. If it is theta, theta. Then when you resolve two of the angle, you get the cos term, x equal mg cos theta, right? Y equal mg sin theta, right? Sometimes you mislead in a situation like this. If that is theta, I have given you, make that as mg sin theta, make that as mg cos theta. Remember, it is theta here, but now it is theta. They have given the way, I mean, different way. This is the theta now, not this. X over y, mg cos theta over mg sin theta. mg cancel. What happened? Sin theta over cos theta. It is the same thing, no? Cos theta over divided by sin cos theta over sin theta means sin theta over cos theta, which is tan theta. X over y, tan theta. Second one is the answer for that question. Question number 7. Let's move to question number 7. Question number 7. Select the incorrect statement below. The sum of the magnitude of the two resolved components of an oblique vector is greater than the magnitude of the resolved component. Yes, that is true. For example, let's say you may have a vector 5 Newton with an angle 60 degrees. One component becomes 5 cos 60. The other component is 5 sin 60. 5 sin 60. Definitely, 5 sin 60 plus 5 cos 60 is more than the individual value. Yes, that is true. For example, like this is 2 and that is 3. When I simplify, that is 3. 5 is more than 2 and it is more than 3. That is correct. 3 plus 2 means the result addition of those two values. This is correct. In the addition of two vectors, the maximum or minimum derivative is obtained when the two vectors are collinear. Collinear means along the same line. Yes, that is true. You have two vectors. You may have two vectors P and Q. Last week also I discussed this. You may have the resultant R. R is the resultant of those two vectors. R maximum is what? P plus Q. When they are in the same direction. When they are in the same direction, R minimum is what? R minimum is P minus Q. When they are in opposite direction, P මේ පැත්තට Q මේ පැත්තට විතරක් apply වුණොතින් P minus Q. P මේ පැත්තට Q මේ පැත්තට නම් P plus Q. එතකොට මේකත් හරි. Right, number 3. Scalar quantities are the physical quantity which only have magnitude. Yes, that is correct. Pressure is the pseudo vector quantity. Yes, that also correct. We have given you the idea. Pressure can be taken as the vector. Pressure can be taken as the scalar. That is what we call the pseudo vector. Manakalpita vector එකක් කියලා අපි කියන්නේ. Pseudo vector. Yes, that's also true. Two vectors are equal if they have the same magnitude, direction, and point of action. It is wrong actually. Two vectors, for example, velocity and the force are not same, even though same magnitude, direction, and the point of action are the same. It's wrong. They can't be the same. Force, displacement, velocity, the same kind also maintaining. So number 5 is the answer we need to take here. It is an incorrect statement here. Number 5 is the answer. I hope you got the correct answer for that. Let's move to number 8. Do you have anything to ask any one of you out? Anything to ask here? Pseudo vector. Pseudo vector means a vector quantity, a physical quantity, which has both properties of vectors as well as the properties of scalars. We call it pseudo vector. Vector the physical quantity it has both scalar properties and it has both scalar properties and the vector properties. So sometimes the pressure is considered as a vector, sometimes the pressure is considered as the scalar. So that is what we call the pseudo vector. So there is one asking me to explain the second statement. In addition, I will explain it in addition of two in the addition of two vectors. Addition means finding the resultant. Okay, the first you need to decide. Add කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ resultant එක හොයන්න කියන එකයි. We call it addition. Finding the resultant. Same thing. In the addition of two vectors, the maximum or minimum derivative is obtained when the two vectors are collinear. This also discussed last week. When you have two vectors P and Q, the resultant can be R maximum when may P and Q ekama පැත්තට තියෙනකොට P is like that, Q is like that, P, Q. So we call it P plus Q. It is the R maximum. R minimum වෙන්නේ P මේ පැත්තට වෙලා Q මේ පැත්තට ආවොතින්. ඒ කියන්නේ opposite උනොතින් we call it P minus Q. එතකොට මේ collinear කියලා කියන්නේ එකම direction එකට එකම line එකේ act වුණා කියන එකයි collinear කියලා කියන්නේ. Is that clear? Are you clear with this? Mihiran, I think you were in the class, you were in the group, right? It's in the group. Are you still there, Mihiran? It is in the paper. I mean, the paper is in the group, right? You can take it, right? No problem. Let us move to number 8. Please check your answers. Let's move to number 8. Next week, I'll planning to do 2-hour paper for you all. 2-hour paper is the essay paper this time. I mean next week, right? Next week in the 3rd of February, the first paper. I'll be ranking you all. Please prepare for the paper. The things will be questioned up to the Newton's laws, under the Newton's laws, up to the Newton's laws. Please prepare for that. Newton's laws and the they will take a balan. Prepare in rank class 2-hour paper 2 hours වලට හම්බ වෙනවා ඒකෙදි උපරිම දෙයක් කරන්න paper එකේ. Okay, let's move to question number 8. Right. Look at here. If something given like this, if something given like this, how to find the resultant in a shortest possible time? Within the shortest possible time. How to find it? First, check whether you can fine tune this given diagram. Check whether you can fine tune. What do you mean by fine tuning? Here, 4 root 3 and 2 root 3. They both are like opposite in direction. So the resultant probably 4 root 3 minus 2 root 3. What is that? 2 root 3. Right? So I just erase this. I just erase this and write it 2 root 3. 2 root 3 Newton. Understood? I hope everyone could understand that. Now what happened? 4 Newton is there. 4 Newton is there and 8 Newton is there. So looks like 8 Newton minus 4 Newton, that is the result is 4 Newton. So I erase this one and make it 4 Newton. So I can't simplify further. What I'm trying to do, I try to find the answer for this. Right? This is 30 degrees. This is 30 degrees. Okay, now it is enough. When you are given a vector forces like this, when you are given a vectors like that, how to find the resultant? We need to decide what is our x direction. This is my x direction. This is my x direction, and this is my y direction. X direction 8 Newton minus 4 sine. I will start with this one. No value for here because it's a perpendicular to the selected direction. Minus 2 sine 30 minus 4 sine 30. 8 minus 2 sine 30 half. 4 sine 30 half. 2 cancel. 2 here. 8 minus 3 5 Newton. Sigma x is 5 Newton. Similarly, we try to find the sigma y. You don't get it anything from here. 2 root 3 plus 2 cos 30, 2 cos 30, root 3 divided by 2 minus 4 cos 30. 4 cos 30 means root 3 divided by 2. 2 root 3, it will cancel, plus root 3 minus 2 root 3. 2 root 3 cancel, we end up with root 3. So sigma y equal root 3. Sigma y equal root 3. So we have x as 5 Newton, y as root 3. We have this way, right? Is there any question? Moha, I didn't understand. Which point you couldn't understand? Can I know which point you couldn't understand? You mean the way that I did? Mufil. All right. Okay. How did I get 5 Newton? I think are you okay with this diagram? Isla Tibba diagram make okay that mitten clear that? Mufil, are you okay with this diagram? It's clear, right? Okay. So 8 Newton, I'm considering I make this whole vectors into two perpendicular direction. One is x, another one is y. I must tell you frankly, this is a very basic question. These are very basic questions. If you don't know the theory, that means if you are in my class, I'm 100% guarantee I have teach this section, no problem with that. That means you haven't done certain part. You just skip the certain section in your syllabus. Maybe that is your fault, right? Maybe that is your fault. I'm just telling you, please make it correct. That's what I want to do. Here, I select x direction as that and y direction as this. I'm trying to find the total forces which are along the x direction. X direction. Here we try to find the resultant along the x direction. 8 Newton is along that direction. No need to take that. No need to resolve it. So take it as 8 Newton. We can't resolve this vector because it is perpendicular to the direction we selected. Then this vector 2 sine 30 minus අපි select කරන පැත්තට oppositely ආව හැදෙන්නේ එක 2 sin 30. මෙයාගේ කියනවා 4 sin 30 කියලා. ඒකත් අපි select කරන direction ට oppositely. either 2 sin 30, 4 sin 30, when you resolve that, you get 5 Newton. 2 sin 30, 4 sin 30 means 6 sin 30. Sin 30 means half, then you get 5 Newton. Are you okay? Are you okay with that now? How it comes 5 Newton? Okay, good. Right. You okay with are you okay with the vertical value? Okay, then fine. Okay, let's move to question number 9. Question number 9 in your tute. In your paper, question number 9. The least count of a spirometer used to measure the depth of a small hole is 0.01 millimeter. Least count is this, number 9. Least count of this instrument is 0.01 millimeter. The zero error and the reading taken are shown by the figure A and B respectively. The correct reading is, you need to know that whether the reading is above the zero mark or below the zero mark. That's the story. If it is above, we have to, this is the center zero scale. This is the center zero scale. This is the zero of the linear scale. 1, 2, 3 like that. 1, 2, 3 like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. No. If it is above the zero mark, let's say your circular scale is positioned somewhere here. The circular scale is positioned somewhere here. How to take the reading? Just multiply the coinciding number into least count. That will give you the answer. For example, here that let's say 30, 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, 2 millimeter plus 30 into least count, 0.01. 2.30 millimeter is the reading of it. In case, if it is the reading, it is 30. If it is the reading, what you should do, you have to take 2 millimeter. But there's a small issue. When you take the circular scale reading, total number of division minus the coinciding number into least count. 2 millimeter plus 0.70, 2.70 millimeter is the answer. Are you clear with this, Lamai? Are you all clear with this? Yes or no? Are you okay with this? හැමෝම ඕකේද මේකත් එක තේරුණාද හැමෝටම? Right නේ? No issue නේ? ඉතින් මතක තියාගන්න. Above නම් just multiply the coinciding number into least count. හැබැයි below නම්, if it is below, total number of division minus the coinciding number into least count. That is how you find the circular scale reading. Okay, now let's move to the question. Let's move to the question now. Right. Here, the first reading is this. This is the first reading. This is the first reading. This is the zero mark. This is the zero mark, I think. Right? This is the zero mark. 0, 1. 0, 1 plus this amount, 1 plus this is exaggeration between those two to highlight it properly. That's the reason. The first reading is 1.1 plus 1 millimeter plus 30 into least count. 30 into least count 0.01 millimeter. So 1.30 millimeter is the reading, the first reading. That means if your 0 is somewhere here, 0 is somewhere here, the first reading is here. Now the second reading is the depth of second reading 1, 2, 3 millimeter, 3 millimeter plus total number of division here looks like 100. How did I come to that 100? Because the number is 60. That means probably it is 100 division. It can't be 50. 100 minus 60 into least count 0.01. 3.40 millimeter. It is the second reading. Now you have second reading 3.40 meter. Actually, depth means this value. Depth is this value. So you need to take the addition. 1.30, 3.40. What is that? 4.70. Second one is the answer for that question. Second one is the answer for that. Right. Second one is the answer for that question. I hope everyone got the answer for this question. Let's move to question number 10 in your tute, in your paper. Let's move to question number 10. Question number 10. A equal KB plus C over D over E sine K over C. Below is a relationship between the quantities A, B, C, D, E that has been proven correct using dimensions. K is a constant. Which one is correct from the below about this relationship? So without anything to go, without going to detail, I can tell you one thing. Ka over C, Ka over C is dimensionless. Why? Why it is dimensionless? Dimensionless because it's a constant. It must be an angle. Ka over C must be a just an angle. 30 degrees, 40 degrees, like that. It must be an angle. It must be equal to 1. Dimension of KB must be equal to C over D. That's another property you can understand. KB equals C over D. Right? KB equals C over D. Here, okay. I can take that A equal KB over E plus CDE. What I divide by E here. That's all. C over DE into sine whatever the value K over C. That means dimension of A must be equal to KB over E dimension must be equal to C over DE dimension. That also accepted. That also there. 3 properties I listed here based on the given equation. 3 properties I listed. Now we'll move to the question. There should be dimension for all the quantities here. No, how can you tell like that? You can't tell like that. There can be dimensionless quantities as well. We don't know. According to the principle of dimension homogeneity, dimension of A must be equal to B and it is equal to C. Wrong. A is not equal to B and B is not equal to C even. It's wrong. It's wrong. Right? Dimension of each quantity should be unique to it. No. Unique to it. No, no. That means let's identical dimension. No, it's not that. If K has no dimension, K can dimensions nothing. If K has no dimension, what happen with this one? If K has no dimension, if K has no dimension, Ka over C must be equal to 1. K become dimensionless. That means dimension of A must be equal to dimension of C. That's the first idea you can take. In the second part, dimension of B must be equal to dimension of C over D. Right? That's the third part. In the third one, dimension of A must be equal to B over E over C over D. Right? Dimension of E equal E equal. When you take those two relationship, Lamai, dimension of A must be equal to C D over E. Look at here. Dimension of A must be equal to dimension of C if K dimensionless. Then dimension of A and dimension of C cancel. This is something like 1 equal DE dimension. If you subject the dimension of E must be equal to 1 over D dimension. Look at here. Have you ever thought that you would get this kind of question based on this equation? Number 4 is the answer. Number 4 is the answer. Number 4 is the answer. මට මේ equation එක දැක්කහම ගන්න පුළුවන් conclusions තුන තමයි මම මේ දීලා තියෙන්නේ. ඊකට දෙයක් ගන්න බෑ මේකෙන්. එතකොට K එක dimensions නැතිනම් මෙන්න මේවා තව derive කරගෙන යන්න පුළුවන්. Number 5 also wrong. Since there are more than 3 quantities, the verification from using dimension is not acceptable. No, it's not that. No relevant. Right. Anyone got more than 8 out of 10? Anyone before come to the next few questions? Anyone got more than 8? Anuhas, very good. You got a 9, no? Very good. Anyone else? You got Tejaka. That's also good. 8. Okay, let's do the rest of the questions. Question number 11. Let's move to question number 11 now. The resultant, question number 11. The resultant of two forces P and root 2P, which acts on a point, makes an angle 90 with the small force. You may have P here. This is root 2P. The resultant makes 90 degrees with the smaller one. Magnitude of the resultant is R. Right? Let's say this is theta. This is theta. This angle is theta. This angle is theta. R squared equal P squared Q squared 2PQ cos theta 90 plus theta cos 90 plus theta. Cos 90 plus theta. If you look at this instant, root 2p sin theta must be equal to p. Why I am telling like this? If I resolve this vector, root 2p sin theta must be equal to p. Reason is only the vertically we have the resultant, horizontally no resultant. That means horizontal forces are neutralized, no value for that. That means p cancel, sin theta equal 1 over root 2, sin theta equal root 2 means 1 over root 2 means sin 45 degrees. Theta equals 45. We get theta equal 45. Theta equal 45. R squared equal P squared root 2P squared 2P root 2P because Q looks like root 2P. Q looks like root 2P cos 90 plus theta. 90 plus theta. P squared 2P squared 2 root 2 P squared cos 90 plus theta means sin theta minus sin theta. Minus because we have given that sin 90 plus theta, sin 90 minus theta cos theta. Cos 90 minus theta equals sin theta. අපි මතක තියාගන්න කියලා කිව්වා. Sin 90 plus theta cos theta. Cos 90 plus theta minus sin theta. Like that you need to remember. Then R squared equals 3p squared minus root 2p squared sin 45. Sin 45. 3p squared minus root 2p squared sin 45 means 1 over root 2. Root 2 cancel. Then R squared equal 3p squared minus 2p squared. R squared equal p squared. R equal p. Resultant is p. Resultant is p here. Answer is third one. Number 12. When rotating the circular scale of a micrometer screw gauge, 2 revolution, what are they called? 2 revolution, it move distance of 1 millimeter on the main scale. When you rotate 2 revolution, it move 1 millimeter. Actually, pitch is half of that. That means pitch means the distance move for a 1 rotation. Dekak karakapuha 1 millimeter. Then for single rotation, 0.5 millimeter. Pitch is 0.5 millimeter. The number of circular scale part is 50 and the zero error of the instrument is minus 0.03 millimeter. Right? In measuring the diameter of a thin wire, the main scale reading is 3 millimeter and the number of circular division is 35. The diameter of the wire should be. Right. Least count equal 0.5 millimeter need to be divided by 50, 0.01 millimeter. Negative zero error we have, which is given as 0.03 millimeter. Observed reading. Main scale reading is 3 millimeter. Coinciding number 35 into least count 3.35 millimeter. So the correct reading equal 3.35 millimeter plus the negative zero error 3.38 millimeter. 3.38 millimeter. The fourth one is the answer. Number 13. Question number 13. Which one is correct regarding dimensions? Number 13. Which one is correct regarding dimension? It can confirm the validity of any kind of equation. No, you can't say the validity of any kind of equation. For example, S equal UT, no problem. S equal half UT. If you check the dimension of both sides, you get the same answer. But we can't exactly tell you this equation is correct, wrong. Actually wrong. Meme equation එකක් නෑ. හැබැයි ඔයා dimensions දෙපැත්තේ check කරොත් you get the same answers. හරි කියලා එනවා. ඒකට validity එක කියන්න බෑ. මොකද කියලා තියෙනවා. All basic physical quantities can be written in terms of dimension MLT. No, it is impossible. How can you write thermodynamic temperature? How can you write number of moles? How can you write the current ampere? You can't take that. No, you can't take that. You can't write all the base physical quantities based on MLT. You can't take that. Thermodynamic temperature, impossible. Number of moles, no, you can't do that. Sorry, amount of a substance, mole, you can't do that. All derived physical quantities have dimensions. No, it is not. No, you can't say dimension. S equal R theta. Theta is a derived quantity. You don't have dimension for theta. All quantities which haven't dimensions also have no units. It also wrong. For the theta, you have the units radian, but no dimension. This is wrong. None of the above. Number 5 is the answer. Number 14. Anything to ask up to now? Number 14. Question number 14. 5 monoplane forces act on a particle O at the point O as shown in the figure. The magnitude of the resultant of the forces, these forces is the magnitude of the resultant. How to find the resultant? As I told you, 2 Newton, 4 Newton. So you can take 2 Newton here. You can take 2 Newton. You can erase this one, no need to write. Except that we have to find the resultant. We will take this direction as x. while that direction as y. Sigma x we try to get sigma x here 3 root 3. You don't get any value from here. Minus 4 sine 60 minus 4 sine 60 minus 2 sine 60, because you can resolve this vector into two directions, this way and that way, this way and that way. Here 3 root 3, 6 sine 60, root 3 divided by 2, it is 3 root 3 minus 3 root 3. We realize sigma x is 0. Again, expect that x direction එකට කිසිම result එකක් නැහැ. Vertically තමයි result එක තියෙන්නේ. X is 0. Now we'll go with the sigma y values. Sigma y. We'll start with this no value here because it's horizontal. 2 Newton. 4 cos 60 plus 4 cos 60 half. Here minus 2 cos 60, it is half. 2 plus, this is 2 minus 1, it is 3 Newton. The resultant is sigma y, which is 3 Newton. For example, let's say you get a value for that 2 Newton. Now you need to find again the resultant 2 and 3, like that. The resultant is this r 2 square plus 3 square root of this. That is how you find the result. And have I make resultant එක නැති නිසා resultant එක 3 Newton විතරයි. Third one is the answer for that question. I will move to number 15. Question number 15. P forces act on a regular hexagon B, C, D, E, F as shown in the diagram. The resultant of these forces. Let's find the resultant. Look at every one of you. If I started with this point, I can travel no problem up to this, but I can't go beyond that because the resultant is opposite to that. I mean, the force is opposite to that. I can think about the resultant like this, right? Like that. Okay. Now it's a hexagon. The internal angle of this hexagon is 120 degrees. 120, 120, 120, 120, 120. Right? And also, we haven't considered the other two vectors P and P. AB plus BC, again the resultant is AC. Let's find the resultant AC first. AC hoagamu. P. This is also P. Right? If I draw this normal, it becomes 90. This is 30 degrees because this is 60 and that also 60. Here P cos 30. This is P cos 30. This also P cos 30. P cos 30. So the resultant from here to there, AC length is 2P cos 30. 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 2 2p cos 30 root 3 divided by 2 root 3p. 2 cancel. So we have one. Now we have another one. We have 2ac. The resultant is 2ac. The resultant is 2ac. AC means root 3p. R equal 2 into root 3. 2 you take it inside the root. So that becomes 4 into 3 p, which is 12 root 12p. The answer. Fourth one is the answer for that question. Fourth one. I will move to number 16 now. Number 16. There is a vector system which obeys the triangle law as shown in the diagram. The result is shown by K. The cost value of the angle between the two vectors K plus 1 and K minus 1. Look at here. So the result of those two vectors is K. That's the simple story. Here K, I will draw it like this. Here it is K plus 1. Here it is K minus 1. The resultant is theta. Sorry, the angle is theta. Or මෙයාව extend කරොතින් K minus 1 තියෙනවා, K plus 1 තියෙනවා. Resultant එක K කියලා තමයි කියන්නේ. It is R. It looks like P. It looks like Q. So we can use our equation R squared equal P squared Q squared 2PQ cos theta. P looks like K plus 1. Q looks like K minus 1. P K plus 1. Q K minus 1 cos theta R squared. K squared 1 2K. K squared plus 1 minus 2K plus 2 K squared minus 1 cos theta. Like A plus B, A minus B. මේලා දෙන්න වෙනුවට ලියන්න පුළුවන් K squared minus 1 කියලා. R squared. R is again K. R is again K. K squared then. K squared, you get 2K squared. 2K, sorry, cancel. Plus 2. Plus 2. K squared minus 1 cos theta. Here you get minus K squared plus 2 equal plus 2 K squared minus 1 cos theta. Take it to this side. 2 minus K squared 2K squared minus 1 cos theta. Here you can take the minus value. You can take 2 plus K squared minus 2 minus 1. Sorry, 1 minus K squared cos theta. Mama minus එකක් ඉලට ගත්තා. Then it become 1 minus K squared. Minus minus cancel. 2 plus K squared divided by 2 1 minus K squared cos theta. What's the answer? Third one is the answer for that question. Third one. Number 17. An experiment on the Earth's surface found that Newton's universal gravitation constant G depend on the gravitational acceleration, mass of the Earth, and the radius of the Earth, according to A, B, C constant respectively are. Here, if you remember, F is equal to G m1 m2 over r squared. If you subject G f r squared m1 m2. So the dimension of G is mlt minus 2 force, radius L squared, m into m. 1m cancel, L3 t minus 2 m minus 1. That is the dimension of G. Here they are given us G value is proportional to G is proportional to G to the power A, R to the power B, M to the power C. And they asked you to find A, B, C values. Consider the both sides, the dimension L3. No, you can remove the proportional sign by a constant GA, RB, MC. What is that? K dimensionless. K is dimensionless. K කියන එක න dimension නැහැ කියලා අපි හිතන්නේ. question එකේදී හැමයි කරන්නේ. L3 t minus 2 m minus 1 G means LT minus 2 A radius LB M C. Considering capital M, indices of capital M, minus 1 must be equal to C. One answer. Considering capital T, you can take left hand side minus 2, right hand side 2A. That means A must be equal to 1. Considering L, left hand side 3, right hand side LA plus B. 3, 1 plus B, B must be equal to 2. So these are the answers. A become 1, B become 2, C become minus 1. The fourth one is the answer for that question. Okay. Question number 18. If the resultant of two mutually inclined forces of equal magnitude is X, and the difference between the forces Y is Y, then the angle between the two forces is. Look at the, I will discuss this one here. I will take this one as P and this one as P, and the resultant is R, where the angle is, let's say the angle between those two would be theta. Mela denna අතර තිබ්බ angle එක මම කියනවා 2 theta කියලා. Then this is theta, that must be theta. Right, that must be theta. Here we can take horizontally. I will make it much clear for you. This is P and that is P. This is the resultant R, where this is theta and that is theta. 2 theta is the angle between the two forces. May angle like a mela denna 2 theta. Equal forces nitsa we can understand the resultant is angular bisection along the angular bisection. Right? Here you can resolve P, this P into two direction. One is P sine theta, other one is P cos theta. This also we can resolve P sine theta, other one is P cos theta. So it is very clear P sine theta cancel. What happened? We can say that R must be equal to 2P cos theta. 2P cos theta. So I want to tell you what is that. The resultant is always remember 2 into 1 force cos half of that angle theta. Method theta by 2, like that, theta by 2. That's the resultant. Okay, that's the resultant. If I consider this, it is minus P. Then this is what? 180 minus 2t. 180 minus 2t. So resultant between those two forces, R dash 2p is the same. Only thing is cos 180 minus 2 theta. 180 minus 2 theta divided by 2. By as based on this equation, it need to be half of the angle. Making half when known. Again half 2 theta වලින් half මෙතෙන්ට ආවේ. මෙයා p නම් මේකේ opposite direction එකට තියෙන vector එක minus p. එතකොට මේ කියන්නේ p සහ minus p වල resultant එක හොයනවා. Equal magnitude no, so the same concept you can apply. R dash then equal 2p cos 90 minus theta. 2p then sin theta. R dash is equal to 2p sin theta. R is equal to 2p cos theta. So what is the conclusion that with that? The conclusion is this. This is the conclusion we have. This is the conclusion you may have. This is P and that is P. If that is the resultant, R must, I will take the total angle as theta. R must be equal to P cos theta by 2. Right? If you consider the opposite vector minus P, the let's say the resultant is now 180 minus theta. The resultant is R dash equal to P sin theta by 2. Check whether you got my point. You need to remember this one for MCQ. Please remember. මෙන්න දෙන්න අතර angle එක theta වෙනකොට equal vectors දෙකක් නම් resultant එක 2p cos theta by 2. එතකොට මෙයාගේ opposite vector එක ගැන හිතුවොත් හැබැයි equal magnitude p and p equal magnitude. Resultant එක වෙන්නේ 2p sin theta by 2. Are you all clear with this? Are you clear with this? Yes or no? Yes or no? Right. The one is asking me to repeat it. Mama කියන්නේ මේකයි දැන් vectors equal vectors දෙකක් තියෙනකොට ඒ equal vectors දෙකේ resultant එක එන්නේ මෙන්න මේ equation එකෙන්. ඒක තමයි මම මෙච්චර derive කළේ. ඒක ඕකේද? 2p cos theta by 2. ඒ වගේම vectors දෙක difference එක. ඒ කියන්නේ මේකේ difference එක කියලා කියන්නේ එක්කෙනෙක් p නම් අනිත් එක්කෙනා minus p. Finding the difference of that would be like p and minus p ne. That is what we call finding the difference of two vectors. Then the resultant between those two gives by 2p sin theta by 2. Not clear or clear? Okay, ne? So remember that. Remember in a question. Let's move to question number 18 now. Look at question number 18. Remember this one for MCQ. Right. If the resultant of two mutually inclined forces of equal magnitude is x, you have x, you have p, and you have p here. This is actually x. The angle between those two would be theta. So x you can write 2p cos theta by 2. That's the one thing. Then the angle between the two forces is, and the difference between the forces is y. Difference means what? It is actually we are finding the difference of those two forces means you extend this one. This is minus p, and you are trying to find this resultant r dash, which is called here y. 2p sin theta by 2. 2p sin theta by 2. It is y. According to the question, it is y. This is p. This is p. If you consider this is the resultant p plus q. So p plus p. Vector p plus vector p. If you take this vector, look at the I'm telling you this is p. This is p. This is minus p. If you take this one, vector p minus vector p, the difference of that, or for the time being, let's say it is q. You are trying to find p plus q based on this diagonal. You are trying to find p minus q. Sorry, this is q. This is q, and this is minus p. Q minus p based on this diagonal. The main diagonal එක තමයි මේ ඇඳින්නේ. Understood? Okay. I hope you could understand that. Here, the angle between the two forces, then the angle between the two forces. Let's divide. Let's say this is number 1 and this is number 2. One divided by 2. Y over x equal 2p cancel. Sin theta divided by 2. Cos theta divided by 2. Y over x equal tan theta divided by 2. Then tan inverse theta divided by 2 equal tan inverse y over x. Theta equal to tan inverse y over x. Third one, Third one is the answer for that question. Question number 19. Variation of acceleration of an object which is projected upward under gravity. Upward under gravity. If you project this kind of object vertically upward, you always experience the same acceleration minus g. Whatever the direction, whatever the position object travel, acceleration is always minus g. Upward direction එක positive කියලා හිතනවා නම් මෙන්න මේ වගේ graph එකක් වෙන්න ඕනේ. Always whatever the place, මේ object එක කොතනට ගෙනිච්චත් it has always the minus g acceleration. It's a very basic question which is straight the theory section. Number 20. An object project as shown below move over the wall just touching the wall at the 4th second from the beginning. The distance from the point is projection to the wall and height of the wall respectively are. T equals 0, you are projecting the object. This is 30 degrees. Here it is 60 ms minus 1. 60 cos 30 is the horizontal velocity. Let's say ux. The vertical uy. Ux 60 cos 30 root 3 divided by 2, that means 30 root 3 ms minus 1. Uy, it is 60 sin 30, which is 30 ms minus 1. S equal ut, you can apply from this position to that position, projectile question. X must be equal to horizontal velocity 30 root 3 into time 4, 120 root 3 meters. Horizontally it is 120 root 3. Second one we have the same value. Fourth one also we have the same value. Vertically we can apply S equal ut plus half at squared. Y initial velocity ut, that means 30 times 4 minus 10 divided by 2 t squared 4. 4 square, that means 120 minus 5 into 16. 120 80, which is 40 meter. Vertically it is 40 meter, horizontally it is 120 root 3. Second one is the answer for that question. Right, that question, I think you are clear up to that level. Okay, now tell me, anyone got more than 15? Okay, Anwas, very good, you got 16. Now that's great. So keep on doing like this. Anyone got more than 15? So doesn't matter, you got, okay. Can I know your name, please? I think you have your different name. I can't even pronounce. What's your name? Pranavi. Okay, that's great. Anyone else? So don't worry. If you have a lesser number, don't worry. That tells you you need to work hard. That's all. Don't worry. You have enough time. You have enough time to do the sections. Right. So tomorrow, no, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we will again meet out through our theory class. Please prepare for that. I will upload this discussion in the tomorrow class tomorrow morning. I think I can upload it tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening. I'll upload this discussion. Do you have anything to ask anyone else? So I hope we have discussed something new, something important for you all. Please have a small note regarding the difficult parts. Go with all 20 MCQs again. That is what you call learning. Always go with again the same 20 questions and check whether you can do yourself now. And if you can't understand, watch my recording again. Okay, if you don't have anything, that's all for today. We will meet again on coming Wednesday through our theory class. Prepare for the questions. This is your 5th week that we all are doing for January month. That's great. We will meet again on coming Tuesday, coming Wednesday, and also we'll meet again on paper class. Okay, we'll wind up the class. Good night, everyone of you.